RJ Cash, breaktheboardsports.com. Go to breaktheboardsports.com, promo code NFL50. 2026, is it finally going to be your year? Now, listen, a lot's been made. A lot of people talking about, sports betting, you can't make money. That's garbage. You can make money in anything, especially sports handicapping and sports betting. It's one of the most lucrative ways and one of the best returns on your investment. However, people like FanDuel, DraftKings, they're making a ton of money off of bettors. And the thing is, well, how do they do this? And it's so much money to where now on TV, all you see is ads with LeBron and comedians or the Mannings or whoever, Gronk. You got all these things, FanDuel, DraftKings, it's coming at you, Caesars, BetMGM with Jamie Foxx and them. They've had Kevin Garnett. So those guys aren't cheap. They're making so much money and there's so much marketing, but they give you all of that free stuff, right? Free profit boost tokens and 3 guys, same game parlays. You know what I mean? Trying to weasel you in. And so how is things going to change in 2026? There's only one thing really that's the basis of everything that you have to change, right? And the main thing, there's different layers behind it, but one of the big things is your strategy, right? One of the worst things that ever happened and one of the best things that ever happened to us in this world are these little cell phone guys, right? Now we have everything at our hands. So whether we're at dinner or we're out with the wife, out with the kids, whatever we're doing, at any point in time, we can fire off of a bet, right? And we've become so consumed. Just think about it. Our cell phones control everything. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, social media, X, my bets, this app, that app, what's the score, right? So one thing I would look at is you can make more money sports betting than anything you do in your life. But it all starts with the main thing, and it's your mindset, right? Your mindset. And your mindset is what these books prey on, because you go from a sports fan to automatically thinking you know what in the hell you're talking about when it comes to sports betting. And they're two totally different things. Now, listen, I've heard all the arrhythmic, AI breaking down, hey, you should take this game, or hey, the total is this. We've ran it 100 different ways, so the computer system's saying take this. I'm not saying some of those don't work. I will say 90% of them are BS, right? The thing hasn't changed. Handicapping hasn't changed since the 1960s, 1970s. You put in the work, you break down the games, you go through the trends. You're not going to win every day. You're not going to win over a week, but over the course of time, if you protect your bankroll, you protect your unit size, you will make a ton of money. So don't get caught up in all the glitz and the glamour. And I got inside information. Yeah, there's been a couple things come out, NBA, college hoops, right? There's some stuff there. But for the main part, you're not running into point shaving and all that. You cannot rig an NFL game. It's impossible, right? Baseball, you can maybe turn it a little bit. Not a lot. Like hockey, there's no way to rig that. So there's a lot. And if anything, sports gambling becoming legal has helped really put eyes on that stuff to catch these. So when you hear about, I told you there was cheating going on, all that cheating is going to get caught, right? So actually legalized sports gambling is one of the best things ever to be able to control the landscape, right? But getting back to your mindset, I want to relay it towards the gym, right? It's kind of like everybody's thought process. Everybody wants to be fit and be in shape. Nobody wants to be a fat slob. Nobody wants to be embarrassed when they go on the beach with their big old belly hanging out. And it's not that the guy that's ripped with a six-pack is better than you or his genes or some great makeup. He's just more disciplined to go every day and put the work in. Same thing with handicapping. You got to be disciplined about it. The other thing about it is you got to be disciplined on your betting strategy, right? How many of you can put in 3 bets, put your phone down, and if it goes 0-3, you just go, well, bad day at the office, back at it tomorrow, How many of you can do that? I would venture to say most of you, you don't even let the 0-3 go through, and now you're trying to scroll up and pick another game that you didn't even like at the beginning. Or you saw something that somebody posted, so you said, oh, I'll follow that, and then I'll follow this. And now before you know it, you started the night with 3 bets. You ended with 9 or 10 because you're trying to chase and catch up. Guys, once a bet is lost, it's lost. It's like once a great opportunity passes you up in life, it's gone. Once you find a really good spouse and you screw it up and they leave, chances of getting it back are slim to none. You got to move on and say, the next time I'm in that relationship, the next time I'm in that situation, I'm going to learn from it and I'm going to do better, right? I'm going to be more dialed in. And the same thing applies to handicapping. Listen, FanDuel and DraftKings give you the props. They give you all the glitz and the glamour because they know you'll be reckless. They know you'll be undisciplined. They know you think you know what you're talking about because you watch NFL football every single Sunday, so you know more about it than the announcers do. But yet you're still not winning, or you're winning minimal. Or you talk about the bet that you won, but you don't tell people about the 7 that you lose, right? Listen, the other night, national championship game, pick up like 8 units. But I was very transparent. I went 0-4 in hockey that night, right? So I kind of killed what I had in college football. It just goes that way. You have to move on. So you have to figure out, what is my betting strategy? How am I going to handicap? And then the amount of the bet doesn't change, right? So I tell people all this all the time. One of the biggest misconceptions is the risk amount, right? So like if you have minus 140, right? And then let's say you bet 2 games, minus 140 on one and plus 140 on the other. Well, if your unit size is $100, it's a risk 100 on both, right? You might say, well, if the favored wins, then and the dog loses, then I lost money. Yes, you did. You're absolutely correct. But what happens when the favored loses and the dog wins, right? So if you're betting a lot of underdogs, which if you're going to survive long term in this and you're actually going to make money, you're going to need to bet underdogs, then it all evens itself out. So you got to protect the risk amount. And again, that goes back to a mindset change. So you may have did it one way and you might do this for like a month and be like, RJ is full of it. But again, have you a tracker, track every bet and go through it. Again, your mind shift needs to set. You are not a gambling addict. You're not an action junkie. You are in this to make money. You can make a lot of money sports betting, but you have to change your mindset. So mindset is, what's my betting strategy? I put my bets in and then I take my phone and I put it down and I let it ride, right? I'm not consumed with that game. Whether that game wins or loses is not going to change your financial future on a Tuesday night, right? It's not. Even if you had 25 grand on the game, it's not going to change your financial future. 25 grand is not enough to live off of for the rest of your life. So again, it is a process and it is a slow grind. So that strategy has to change. Tracking all your bets and documenting it, that betting strategy has to change. If you can't take the time to write it down or type it into a spreadsheet or however you want to keep track of it, then it's not worth betting, right? If you can't do it right then, do it before you go to bed. If it's not worth doing, it's not worth betting, right? Because now, again, you're just firing. If you shrink down the amount of your bets, and when I say, you'll hear this a lot in the space talking about volume bettors. It's okay to be a volume bettor, but you have to keep track of that, and you have to bet a lot of pluses if you're going to be a volume bettor, right? You're going to have to find some plus money. You can't be a volume bettor laying $1, $30, $40, $52. You just can't do it. So again, get away from your 1,800 prop bets, right? Get away from firing multiple bets. Bet all your bets before the game start and put it down. If you lose that night, you lose. You're on to the next, right? Stop getting suckered in to the promos. The promos are set up for you to lose. And look, a lot of them have restrictions anyway. What is it, $100, right? You're going to bet $100 on a 3-team parlay instead of betting $100 on a home dog catching 9 in college hoops. just think about how asinine that sounds. Like you're set up to fail, right? So the sports books, they can't trick you with the line. Sometimes they can, but not all the time. They have to trick you with smoke and mirrors. So again, being disciplined. Don't always share all your bets with your friends, man. Don't let people talk you out of stuff. Pick a lane, stay in it, but your mindset has to shift. You have to shift from, I know what I'm talking about and I'm going to fire off 100 bets, to I'm going to stay here. This is my strategy. This is my rules. And I'm going to go night by night and I'm going to treat it like a business. When you start treating your sports handicapping like a business, if you do that in 2026, you'll make money, and year after year, your bank size and your bet size will get bigger. And you'll come back and you'll say, RJ was right. I just had to fix the one big thing between me and the books winning, and it's your mindset. Whether you fade or follow, I hope you guys win your bets. God bless and happy handicapping.